Right, today is double trouble because we've got the most confusing time of the year as far as phone reviews go. The Samsung A series has come out, and that means like at least four different models of phones that all hit the shelves at the same time. But they've all got a 6 at the end this year. And I'm just specifically looking at the Samsung Galaxy A36 and the Samsung Galaxy A56. See the difference? See how confusing it is? So actually, even just holding the phones like this, you do notice a little bit of a difference. The metal rails around the edge of the more expensive, slightly higher spec A56 just gives it a bit more of what they call a premium feel, which is true because this does feel a little bit more plasticky just around the edges. However, in saying that, durability wise, there's not a great deal of difference. They've got the same size battery. They've got the Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, both front and back. So even the A36, that's got a glass back on it, so it's not a plastic back. And they're both IP67 rated. So it's not quite as good as the flagships, which are IP68, but they probably will survive, a bit of rain, maybe even a quick dunk. But yeah, don't go swimming with them. They're actually very good phones, and the major difference between the two is really it comes down to processor speed. Although the ultra wide camera on the 56 is higher resolution than the on the 36, but really other than that, they are essentially very similar phones. But you do notice that drop in. There's a little bit less RAM in the 36 as well, so it's basically just a less powerful phone. Um, and I found that the chip must be more efficient in the A56 because the battery life is a bit better in the A56 as well, which was a bit of a surprise to me because often the lower spec phones the battery runs a bit better because it's not trying to do as many flash things. But I've definitely found that the battery lasts longer on the 56. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just the days I used it. There's not a lot on it. You'll smoke through a day's use with no problems at all, if not 2 days. They've got big 5,000 MAH cells in them. So yeah, unfortunately, neither device charges wirelessly, so you're going to have to stick that USB-C cable in. Fortunately, both devices do have eSIM capabilities. So that's good. If you're on an eSIM, it makes it easy to swap from whatever device you're on at the moment. But yeah, so you do notice specifically when you're doing things like opening the camera app, shooting video. The 36 just takes that little bit longer to fire up. And the other interesting thing is that both devices do have the Galaxy AI. So yeah, you can, which is kind of like Gemini integrated into the phone, which is Google's AI system. But it does. There are a few sort of Samsung Galaxy specific things, especially around editing photos and stuff like that. So again, that stuff takes a lot longer on the 36 than it does on the 56. It takes a lot longer on both of them than it does on the flagship Galaxy devices. But yeah, not that much longer on the A56. It really is a pretty good phone. In terms of the selfie camera, it's basically it's a 12 megapixel camera on both of them, and I thought it might be fun to just fire them up and see how they perform side by side. So if I can actually, I wonder if I can face unlock on two phones at once. Yes, I can. There we go. I'm in on both of them, and if I can fire up the camera on both of them at the same time, a bit trickier. Here we go. And now, here we go. got the cameras firing away on both of them. Let's take you inside. This is a first for my phone reviews. We'll take you inside these phones. Here we go. Okay, right. So here we are. Here we are inside both phones at once. So you have to excuse me if I'm not looking at you directly in the eye, depending on which side you're looking at. I mean, to be fair, I pushed record on both of them at the same time. They pretty much kicked off straight away. So yeah, you're looking at the A36's camera to the left, the A56 to the right. So yeah, I wouldn't have thought that there's a huge difference in camera quality there. They're both sort of shooting similar video. They've both got similar functionalities as far as that goes. It really is. It does come down to the how fast a lot of the stuff happens on the A36. But for the money, I think you'll agree it's a pretty good phone. It stacks up with the A56, this one. Pretty well. But like I say, I just did get a little bit more battery life out of the A56. It felt just a little bit fancier, even though it looks almost exactly the same. And you do get slightly better camera abilities from the rear-facing camera especially in terms of your ultra-wide shots. It's really up to you whether you want to spend the extra few $100 to go up a couple of models. Otherwise, you might be perfectly happy with that Samsung Galaxy A36, this one.